Hi, I'm Mark. This is my May review for Aquarius Sun sign and Aquarius rising. This month we have 3 planets turning retrograde. We have our first eclipse of the year, and we also have a couple of tricky aspects that we need to work with. We start off the month with Pluto, the first of the planets going retrograde this month, and this is in your 12th house. Now when a planet's retrograde, the energy turns inward, but this is a good time to work with the energy. And the lesson of Pluto in the 12th is to look at your limitations. Your stumbling blocks, your restrictions are self-imposed and are there for you to grow. This is a time to develop soul qualities. Also on the 1st, Venus makes a conjunction with the black moon Lilith. Now these two are like twins, and this is probably the best aspect the black moon can have, so there's opportunities to be made here. Now you'll reevaluate and reinvent the very foundation of your life with this aspect, because it's in the 4th house. Now for some of you that may mean the home and the home life, but some, the very foundation of your life may be your career, so that will be where the changes and reevaluation is needed. But there are opportunities here to bring new things, new people into your life to help you. On the 2nd, we have one of those tricky aspects I was talking about at the start of the video. This is the Sun making a square to Saturn. Now the Sun's in your 4th house of the home, Saturn's in the 1st house. Now some astrologers would say this is a very unlucky or difficult aspect, but it's not really. It just brings up issues that are hard to face or hard to handle, that we'd rather not handle. And these could be to do with the home. These could do with responsibility around the home, against what you want to do. Maybe there's different things you'd like to do. You don't really want to face issues around the home. The other interesting thing on this day is that we also have an aspect from Neptune to the Venus and Black Moon conjunction. Now Neptune's in your 2nd house, so this will put a confusion or a fog around your financial situation. So it may not be very clear at this point where you are or what you have. So this may be difficult, and you may feel that with this aspect that you want to retreat a bit and not face things, but the whole idea of the Sun-Saturn aspect is to face these issues and sort them out. On the 3rd, Mercury makes a square to Jupiter, but unfortunately both these planets are at 29 degrees. This means they're at their weakest point of the sign, so they would be hard pushed to get anything positive out of this aspect. But then on the 4th, Mercury moves into Gemini and into your 5th house, and will be followed by Venus and the Sun later on in the month. So there'll be a shift of emphasis from the home area into the 5th house of creativity during the month. On the 6th, there's an unusual aspect because the Sun makes a conjunction with Cupido, the asteroid. Now this is represented by Cupid, and Cupid could be firing his arrows on a day like this. So you could find yourself magically drawn to someone on this day. Also, it's a very intense day for you because Pluto has an aspect with Venus. Pluto's in your unconscious, so your unconscious desires will be very intense, and you may wonder what's going on, but they are coming up from the unconscious, so you need to honour them and think what they're trying to tell you. On the 8th, Venus makes the same square aspect to Jupiter as Mercury did, but there's no strength in it because they're still at 29 degrees. Then on the 9th, Venus moves into the 5th house and Gemini to join Mercury. On the 10th, there's that second tricky aspect I was telling you about. This time it's between Mars and Uranus. Now, although it's a positive aspect, it will cause a lot of unrest. Mars is in your 6th house of work and daily routines, and Uranus is in your 4th house of the home. So there's issues coming up here. There's around work and the home. It could be that you're working from home, could be that you're changing things at work that will affect the home, or changing things at home that will affect your work. But you'll be restless, you'll be bored with your daily routines, and you want a little bit more excitement injected into things. Now Mercury makes two aspects on that day as well. The first is a conjunction with the North Node, so this is a good opportunity to strategize and plan ahead and get in line with your true path forward now. You'll have some insights, you may have some flashes of inspiration or some hunches that you need to act upon, and these are good because Mercury's also got this aspect to Chiron, so this will help you understand what's going on and where you should be. Also with Mars is going to be a little bit affected by Chiron as well, because there's a square to Chiron, so you may not be as assertive on this day as you would normally be, and you may be a little bit out of sorts. The fourth house is emphasised again on the 11th with the new moon in Taurus. This works very well with the aspect of Mercury and the North Node we just had a day before. This again is about planning and organising and ready for the future. Fourth house is about your home and security, so there could be plans around the home, changes around the home, and these will affect your security, so you need to look at how secure you feel, your network around you, your support network, and who you support as well, and see where you are positioned with this and if you can improve things in this area. There could be extensive remodeling of the home, there could be big changes, there could be a move on the cards, but this is all evolving around this new moon. The other thing is the new moon's in Taurus, so it's a good time to connect to Mother Nature and Mother Earth. It's a good time to get out in the garden or go for a walk in nature and feel that connection. At the same time as the new moon, the black moon is in conjunction with this new moon, and so there could be a glimpse of the shadow side here. There could be a fear that comes up from deep within that will give you an idea of what it's all about, and so you can work with that. Then on the 12th, the Sun makes a positive aspect to Neptune. Neptune's in the second house, so there could be some good news about finances, and it could be able to clear some uncertainties out. It's also going to make you more compassionate. There's an aspect between Mercury and Saturn on the same day, so you'll be more likely to listen to other people. Your ego will be less inclined to talk, more to listen and be compassionate to other people. On the 14th, we see Jupiter moving into Pisces in your second house, and this isn't for too long, it's only for a month or so because he will go retrograde, but you can still take advantage of this opportunities Jupiter will bring and the growth and expansion in that second house area. Then on the 16th there's another positive aspect, this time between the Sun and Pluto. Now obviously the Sun is getting ready to leave your fourth house, so this is a final chance to make any changes around the home. It's a good chance to get on and do things and sort things out. And there will be things coming through from the unconscious as well that will guide you as to what needs to be done. Between the 17th and the 19th, Venus makes three positive aspects. Now Venus is in your fifth house, so primarily she wants to have fun, she wants to socialise, enjoy the arts and beauty, but also there's some serious work to be done as well, because Venus makes a conjunction first of all on the 17th with the North Node. Now the North Node, as you know, is our spiritual way forward, so there's a connection here that you need to make with Venus and the North Node. It could be that there's a lover or a relationship that's going to affect your future and your path forward. Then on the 18th there is an aspect of Chiron in the third, so this is about maybe a wound from the past to do with your thinking or your intelligence or your learning that may pop up and that you may feel a little bit inadequate, but this is a good time to work and heal that. It's also a time when you'll see the beauty in everything. It'll be a great day for doing anything connected to the arts. Then the third aspect on the 19th is an aspect to Saturn. Now this is a day when you need to face some responsibilities within relationships, and maybe it's a good time to discuss things, but you need to look at these on this day. On the 21st, the Sun moves into Gemini and your fifth house joins Mercury and Venus there. So the emphasis changes from the fourth to the fifth house for the rest of the month. Immediately the Sun makes a square aspect to Jupiter, and this time, unlike the other two, these planets are both at 0 degrees. So this is maximum strength, maximum energy from these planets. Now it's a square aspect which can be challenging, but it's one of the best square aspects you could have, because you have the Sun now in the 5th house bringing forth creativity, and Jupiter in the 2nd house in Pisces, it's co-rule sign, bringing opportunities, expansion and growth to that 2nd house area. Also on the 21st is something you need to be aware of. Mercury makes an aspect to Neptune in your 2nd house, so there could be a little bit of a misunderstanding or some confusion over finances on that day. On the 23rd, Saturn is the 2nd planet to go retrograde and is in your 1st house. The lesson here is to develop values. These values will gain you respect. Also to set a good direction in life and to have goals that are achievable. And balance your sense of humour with your duty and responsibilities. All things you can work with while Saturn's retrograde. On the 25th, we have a coming together of Neptune and Pallas. Now these two work very well together. You've got the imagination and creativity of Neptune combined with the strategy, wisdom and planning of Pallas. This is in your 2nd house. This is a good time to progress in the financial world. Now what can we expect? Well, these two together can bring flashes of inspiration, divine inspiration, and also insight, so these can be very useful. You can also under this discover hidden talents or inherent skills that you didn't really know you had, and then if you can harness this energy you can make the most of those, and this can improve your financial situation. It's also good for planning and setting a strategy for the future with your finances. There's one small aspect to consider though. This aspect does last until the 4th of June, so there's plenty of time to work with the energy, but between the 26th and the 29th there's a square from Venus and a square from Mercury, so there could be a little bit of hold up or something that hinders your progress at this time, but don't worry, this will pass and you can still make good use of this fantastic energy. On the 26th we have our first eclipse of the season. This is a total lunar eclipse and this is happening in Sagittarius. Now this eclipse series belongs to Saras 5 North series, which is renowned for bringing hunches, it's for bringing insights, messages from the unconscious or from the psychic realms or through dreams. And if you get any of these, you must act upon them. And this fits in very well with the Neptune Pallas conjunction as well. This also brings inspiration and flashes of insight. So this is happening in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is about freedom, it's about growth, expansion, sometimes taking a risk. So this is a good time for this eclipse to happen, and it's in your 11th house. The 11th house is about friends, it's about groups, and maybe you've had a long time on your own with the pandemic and what's gone on, and now it's time to get back and get in touch with people, network with people, join groups, and you may be called upon to even lead a group. Now the other thing that's happening here is that we have the Sun conjuncting the North Node during this period as well. So again, this is your path opening up in front of you. This is a great boost of creative energy coming through because it's in your 5th house, and so you need to make the most of this, use all this energy very wisely and get yourself going in the right direction. On the 29th there's a real boost because Mars adds his physical strength energy to the Neptune Pallas conjunction. So now is a good opportunity to harness that energy and really make things work for you. Also on the 29th Mercury goes retrograde, and again this is a good opportunity to work with the retrograde energy. In the 5th house it's about developing your morals and your public standing. It's also about being responsible and taking care of duty about those in your charge. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you.